Hello, everyone. This is Skye SMP. This is an SMP server I played on. I don't know, was it last year? And I thought it'd be fun to have a look at it with vibrant visuals on. So to see how things have improved. So this is a copy of the world at its end, and I've got it in creative mode, and I've set it to midnight, and I thought we'd have a look at a couple of the buildings. I love the water at midnight. Doesn't it look amazing? So I went through phases where I'd put glow dust. What are those things called? Those nether lights. So I started with nether lights, but then I eventually got sea pickles, and so I spread the sea cucumbers, the sea pickles, whatever they're called, around to light up all these areas. Bit of bone meal underwater, and you get coral and grasses and stuff, which is pretty cool. But it looks so good at night. So my first building was this tree here, and I like the idea of it because you have a ladder running up the middle, and this first floor is far enough away from the ground that if there was a mob on the ground, you could still sleep. So I don't think mobs come up ladders. It doesn't stop you from sleeping, and so this was a brilliant start. So also I had spruce wood available, so spruce wood for the win. I had chests. I had hidden chests underneath the above chest, so you'd have to when it was all covered in, you could tell they were there, but they were hard to click on because you had to aim down the gap to get to it. So before I had an ender chest, I had some of my valuable things in these chests underneath. Now I've got an ender chest. I'd moved most of it into the ender chest. So I created 3 levels. All right. So this starter tree, spruce leaves, spruce wood, really easy. Tried to make it kind of have like the wood spreading out from the bottom. I think I even had a secret entrance here at some stage before I opened up underneath. And I just grew things on it like the moss from the Pale Garden and things like that as they became available. That's an iron farm. I used to have a mob farm, but I actually made the mob farm underground. But it's not worth looking at, I don't think. There's a creaking farm. I then made this lighthouse. Trying to get it to look good from a distance. And I tried to make a light at the top, but it doesn't. I had it being triggered by a detector, but it would never work the way I wanted it to. But there's a whole spiral staircase up the middle, and I made it all from stuff I bought from the villages, from the stonemason villages. anyway, that was fun. I built a dam. So this was a river, but I've got a cheat dam at that end. But at this end here, I built this wooden monstrosity. Again, spruce wood. I had it. It was easily available. Those spruce wood planks for the win. I wanted to still maintain boat access for people who want to go up and down the river, and so I added this canal over the top. I've got little fish farms, so having no deep water anywhere near here, the fish will see these couple of blocks of deeper water and will go into it. We have this area here used to be all magma, and we used to have a cart going underneath it, but the cart always failed, got stuck, couldn't go through blocks. Weird things happened, so I got rid of the magma, replaced it with prismarine, and I put some more of these fish farms in to try and capture the fish. So I was thinking that fish might try to get to that deeper water over there, and in doing so, they would be swept. Can't really see the flowing water, but they would be swept into these capture spots. So I helped with this house a little bit. This was going to be a cat cafe. The wood floor is pretty cool. And we had a cakes, and it looks kind of good. It's lit up well. Then I created this giant cherry tree. I like the blue lights in it. It looks really good in vibrant visuals. Except I'm moving too much that my stream can't cope. And then one of the last things I built was this alien spaceship something or other. So it's got different levels inside it. It floats on water pillars. Meant to be strange. I had fun doing the sides of this mixture of quartz and polished diorite, just to create, like, I don't know, stained, irregular, something. So that's nighttime vibrant visuals. We can have a look at some of the other buildings that others made. These are pretty cool. These got medieval style, interesting arch curved buildings. They look cool. I was looking back at some of my photos of these builds as they were done, and I think originally there was like spruce trees around. You can see the ground. I forget what that is that forms around with the spruce trees. Now with cherry blossoms everywhere, I think it looked better with the spruce trees. There's a courthouse. The courthouse had a 3x3 door in it, but it got broken at some point. Rubik's Cube at night, not lit up very well. Lit up very well around it, but it's got blown up at one point, and Ian and a couple of other people repaired it. I think the person couldn't bear to come back and rebuild it themselves. Cool little buildings. And you had the Trident shop, which was a really fun idea. It's so bright. Someone made a chess set. Different pieces for all of the various. No, I don't think this area ever got developed, but the entrance looked really cool. Like there was going to be something here, but I think it never got developed. All right. So let's change it to sunrise, and we'll see how the vibrant visuals changes. The alien building in the distance looks good with the fog, doesn't it? The water still looks good. I made these waterways cutting through the land so people could take boats in any direction, and it continues underneath. Of course, wanted it to be lit up at night, so lots of torches, and doing that strip mining with efficiency. So creative, some people. All right, so if I go is it game rule, do day, light cycle, true? We can have it progress through the day. It's funny how the creaking is still bobbing around. Yeah, I had problems where the creaking would escape out of this little system because when you look at them they freeze. But the solution is not to make it down the glass. But I learnt that far too late. I think my my current one has room for them both to fit, but again, it doesn't use glass either. You can see this is an iron farm with water washing into the middle, but it's only a 2x2 in the middle. I've learnt now that a 3x3 is much better because in this one the iron golems get stuck, and I had to put lava there to kill the ones that got stuck up the top. Did I do a 2x2? I created 2 iron farms, pretty close to each other, but I don't think they both worked at the same time. So this one has like a 3x3, but the collection's on the top. It collects it on top so that you can access the iron in the trading hall, which is in here. Which I don't know that I can get into in creative. Yes, I can. I just have to go out of... Yeah. So being able to get your iron straight from here and sell it to your villagers. And hiding behind there, I think, is a zombie for doing the curing of them. I think the vibrant visuals making the eye glow on the... I don't know that I like that on the ender chests. Alright, so the sun's getting up there. The water and the reflections is really nice. You can see the both the lighthouse and the cherry blossoms on the water, as well as still seeing through to the light sources under the water. All the shadows cast by the large cherry tree. It gets really oversaturated as the sun approaches the noon, doesn't it? Which is just like real life too. You go outside when it's middle of summer and it's just so bright. The I can't remember what it's called. Oh, I said its name before. Anyway, it changes colour as the day progresses too, but the granite doesn't so much. But I just thought we had this orange and blue theme, and I thought that the granite made a good kind of it kind of connected well with the concrete, the bright orange, more muted and weathered and stuff. This was one of my attempts to make a natural sort of waterfall. You know, from a spring was the theory. You can see these medieval style buildings. This wasn't built by me. This was built by other people on the server. They were doing great guns. We wanna some of us want to play again, but just waiting on someone to kind of run and manage the server for us. And so that's why I'm playing on my own server at the moment. but it was so much fun when we had everybody playing together. It was interesting, the mix of people, some very creative people on this server. Those gothic houses and things like that. I just wanted to go really big with my my tree, and I got a little bit of help to stylize it. These hanging down cherry blossom leaves really make it look much better. It looked almost alien before they were added to it, and that was a touch done by one of the people on the server. I was more interested in the technical, so I've made this trunk so that you can actually get inside and out each of the branches from the bottom. So you could enter from here, and depending on which floor you wanted to go to, you'd walk in that direction. So if we were going to the penthouse, you don't walk anywhere, but if you're going to the first floor, you would walk in the direction of the arrow, and you would come out of the water stream. There was enough room for that to happen, and then you could go. This is inside that branch. It looks really good. Vibrant visuals into the sort of cup at the end, and I've made this so you could look out from these areas. It's good for not spawning, being bottom half slabs, but it's not so good when you wanted to place a bed up here or things like that. And you could jump off. In terms of getting back down, I think there was a way down too. So you have to walk. You'd have to go through the water to get down. So you could. That was hard to do. But then there are these carpet and snow, so that you can get down without hurting yourself. Or you could just jump off. By this time we had elytras. Where's the sun? The sun's going down. I had a secret entrance over here. How did I turn it on? I need a button. So it would destroy whatever you put on it, and then you could go down and you could shut the door. And then down here we had another iron farm hidden under the ground. Note the 3x3 entrance, because I was learning. And a village, another trading village. So I had 3 of them in the end on this server. I was supplying iron for lots of people, and I needed my own sometimes, and so needed another village to be able to do that. If you go down further, I'd started clearing out areas to put other farms, but down the very bottom, I made the iron golems die all the way down here, so that we wouldn't hear them. Lots of iron. And all you'd need was a button to get in the right spot. So, sunset's approaching. Yeah. You could also get into the inside the lighthouse by going down the scaffolding in the middle. I did have my own beacons, but they got stolen. They came up these glass patches here. To put glass in there because people kept falling down. So down here, I had, cactus farms, kelp farms, cobblestone and stone farms. I thought I was going to get snot, slime snot from the pandas. One of these pandas is a snotty-nosed panda, but it didn't work. I think it's only as they grow up, the snotty-nosed panda drops the slime. And automatic sorting, storage with labels. Cool. And I had all sorts of mob farms feeding this supply. So there's a gold farm, and a normal. There's two normal mob farms, and they're upside down. So underneath here, there's areas where they were spawning. Some more farms: pumpkin melon farm with rails, lava. There's kelp and kelp farms. And more kelp farms. Also had bamboo. I'd make obsidian here. Here's my gold ticking portal gold farm. That would take the piglins up and put them into a kill chamber. That's those down there is where the beacons used to be. More farms here. What one's this one? Is this sugarcane or kelp or kelp? I don't know why I needed so much kelp. I was using it for fuel, but so I had a wheat farm hidden down here somewhere. There's a villager. That ice you can see is there's a platform in there, a large platform where the mobs would spawn, be killed. Yeah, it's hard to get in to show you. We're back to midnight again. Looks really cool. Yeah, so this is one of those kill chambers. So down here, mobs would get washed in. Maybe we could go down and explore as creative. So it didn't work very well. Let's set night vision. Yeah, so the mobs didn't wash so well into the. They'd have to be bumped by other mobs. But it was, instead of having an unsightly an unsightly. So I should have put ice there so that once the mobs made it to that area, they'd be washed in. So maybe I started doing that. I'm just not on every level yet. Oh yeah, so these levels have got ice. Spiders still get stuck, but I wanted their string because the alternative was to kill cats, and we don't kill cats. We had one over here as well. Here. So I only just fit it in amongst everything else. So they're the backs of the furnaces and stuff that we used. And then here's each of these levels with the ice to make everything flow in. And it would just wash the mobs into here. So at the bottom I went all the way around, but at the other levels, I think there must be a farm in that direction, so that I couldn't. This leads to the this is the path that all of the piglins would travel on. They'd sometimes get stuck, but I tried to make the water flow around each of these things. And I wanted to simplify the collection that I was already collecting the stuff, so this chute takes the creakings drops. It was my first attempt at a creaking farm. I don't know that they're even taking damage. The piston's been pushed too far away. And it's powered by a detector. Look at the pink. That looks cool, doesn't it? Just take a few pictures. It's funny. People started building here after I had already built all my underground stuff. So this building here was going to be somebody else's building. They were building really close. So I made garden beds and stuff to try and block people's from trying to build in those areas. I don't know whether it made a difference or not. I was doing that because I didn't want them to be annoyed by all the sounds that were happening underneath, the villager noises and stuff. This was going to be another cat creation. I helped source some of the blocks for this, but someone else was building it. So that's Spark Skye. That's Skye SMP. So if we ever do another SMP, this is the sort of fun games to get up to. Most of this is savannah, so it's only because I'm over the river that we're actually getting rain. As soon as you move away from the river, the rain stops. The vibrant visuals looks pretty cool. All right. Oh, the dark. When the leaves get really dark. The pink. That looks good too. You can see my shadow moving around down there. All right. I think that's it. Just a quick one. Those redstone blocks glow quite a bit. There was going to be rails. We did make an underground subway in the end. This looks kind of good. So depending on which rail you go on, it'll take you to different places. All right. I hope you enjoyed this look. And I will probably continue with my SMP next time. All right. Thanks everyone for watching.